Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by Gresham Ford, the dealer with a heart. The Contribute to the Community program provides the opportunity for the Gresham Ford team to make a positive impact, serving their customers and helping people across the community. And by the Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission. The Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission advocates on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels.
Hi, and welcome back to Community Hotline. Thanks for staying with us. Now we're going to be talking with the Black Parent Initiative. And here to represent the organization, I have Alonzo Chadwick, the Black Family Resource Center Manager. Thanks for being here, Alonzo.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. And Kimberly Porter, you are the Director of Early Childhood Program Services and Parent Engagement. Did I get it all?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for being here, Kimberly.
Thank you, Monica.
It's great to have you both here. I have not spoken with the Black Parent Initiative before, and I know a little bit about you, but for those maybe who don't in our viewing audience, could you, one of you just give me kind of a thumbnail sketch of what your mission is and why this organization was founded?
Yeah, kind of just to make it more simple, our real motto is, basically successful parents, successful children. So
that's keeping it simple. I
like that.
Keep
it simple. A lot of times we focus on the child and making sure the child is successful. Mm-hmm. We more so take the approach of working with the parent. That way, if parents are successful, it's much more easier for children to be successful.
Okay, so it's more of a family approach. I mean, because it all does trickle down.
Exactly. Exactly. It's focusing on strengthening that parent engagement, as well as making sure that parents just have all the tools and resources that they need to be successful.
I know when my kids were young, and I volunteered for everything that ever happened at their school, and I really felt like the parents that were the most engaged and were not tooting my own horn, but the ones who were really involved with the school, those kids seem to do the best, because I'm not sure what the reason is, if they but that's how it seemed, is the parents that were really engaged and involved, where those kids did better than some of the others. So how do you go about doing that? How do you go about getting the parents engaged, and how do they get to you? Are the parents referred to you, or do they refer themselves? How does that work?
Well, we have a variety of different programs, so they come at different entry points.
Okay.
One of the programs that we have that is focused around parent engagement is our home visiting program, where parents are referred to our program, and so they're referred from other community-based organizations. They could be referred from hospitals. They could be referred from any, like, Department of Human Services and things like that.
Right.
So it's kind of, if there's a need, for parents to kind of need more skills and be equipped to kind of navigate whatever it is to be a new parent, or a parent that's more of a seasoned parent.
It doesn't come with a handbook.
It doesn't come. So we get a lot of referrals, word of mouth, any way possible. Churches, any way.
It's tough being a parent. I mean, that's a really hard job. It's the most important job I think there is, but it is tough, and it's really hard sometimes. And I imagine there's always other factors that can make parenting harder, like, if you lose your job, or if there's a substance addiction problem, or if there's just, family dynamics are not good, whatever, or just life gets in the way sometimes. So if you're working with the parents on their parenting, do you take those other things into account?
Absolutely. We have it's culture specific, so we target African American, and multi-ethnic families, and so we take a holistic approach in working with families. So, like Alonzo said, we're looking at their education, we're looking at their financial success, we're also looking at their spiritual success. So we take not just one area of focus, but we look at them as whole parent, whole family. So we address it from a holistic approach. So we take in consideration some of the challenges and barriers that they may have in terms of employment, in terms of education, in terms of maybe they don't feel as confident when their child is in school. So they may need assistance and support through Parent University to help them navigate the school system. So we don't just take a one-prong approach. We have a variety of different ways, but we take a holistic approach in working with the families that we work with.
You mentioned the home visits. What are you looking for when you go to a home? Are you involved in doing that yourself?
Yes, yes.
So what is it you're looking for?
Well, the eligibility criteria to get into our program is between ages 13 and 30. And initially it started out as a teen parent program because a lot of our teens are having challenges completing high school or getting their GED or even finding jobs and things like that. So we work with them on those type of skills. But now we've expanded it a little bit more where we've noticed that parents that are a little bit older need that type of support as well. So it's a culture-specific, relationship-based model. It's intensive. So our home visitors go out to their homes or wherever they feel comfortable and work with them directly. We have families that come into our program that are experiencing domestic violence, a lot of mental health issues, learning disabilities, and so we support them in that way. So if there's a particular parent that may need to finish their GED and they need tutoring, we'll help them get access to those type of services or anything that's needed.
I bet you have a lot of really good partners to help do those kind of things, right? That you refer people to, or they work with you to accomplish those goals. What do you mean when you say culturally specific? What kinds of things are you able to offer that you might not get from another organization that would help parents? How would you go about doing that?
Well, we just kind of look at it from more of a cultural lens. So, we make sure that our families are reflected when they're getting services. So for our classes that we teach, we make sure the facilitators are Black. We make sure the books that we provide families for to promote literacy and outside of the classroom and in the home as well, we make sure those books mirror the children. So the characters, if we put on events like we did our Barnes & Noble's book fair at Clackamas, we bring in local authors here in Portland who actually have written books, but they're it's amazing to see how kids respond when they see that it's somebody Black that wrote a book.
Somebody that looks like them.
Somebody that looks like them, and then the characters look like them. So things like that, but we just really want to make sure that we come from a cultural lens. And so, it's just easier for parents to adapt when they know it seems like it's somebody that they can relate to and they can understand those barriers.
It makes total sense to me, but in Portland, it's a pretty white town still, and so I imagine sometimes that's difficult to find the people that you need to participate, because there is, it's still one of the whiter big cities around. How about children of mixed race? Because that's there's a lot more kids of mixed race, and I would think they would have a especially difficult time sometimes because because then you've got both cultures.
So kind of to piggyback off of that, one of the authors that we bring, she has a book that she wrote that's called actually Chloe's Curls, which is dedicated about her daughter who is biracial. So her mom's Black, her dad's white. So really she wrote that book to kind of help her daughter navigate through that process. So we pretty much work with everyone. That's why we say African, Black, multi-ethnic, and then we even have white parents who come who have adopted Black children who come, and we help them to kind of get more of a better understanding culturally on how to even make sure the hair products that they get for their kids.
I hear that more than anything. I swear. I have
those are real issues.
Friends who say, I want to take that little girl and I want to show the mom how she needs to take care of her hair because I wouldn't know. It's it seems like just like such a non-important thing, but really it is important. It's important to the some of the other programs that you have. There's one that I was reading about. I'm gonna find it here. The Symposium. The Symposium, I guess, isn't a program, but is that an annual thing?
It's an annual event that we do every year, and that it is our annual parent symposium. So what we do is we provide workshops for parents. We also bring in a keynote speaker every year. Last year we were fortunate to have Dr. Joy DeGruy, who is the author of Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. She came in and she did an amazing job with our parents. We also do, during our parent symposium, we also offer a side piece for educators where we actually train educators on being culturally specific,
that's good.
how to engage with families of color and children of color in a more effective way to promote positive outcomes. But we provide workshops this year. We actually have Roland Martin is going to be here with us this year. So we're very excited about that. But we offer, so the workshop classes that we're offering this year is a first 1,000 days initiative that Kimberly actually facilitates. We also have a workshop called Empowering Your Child's Voice. We have one called Positive Discipline, Making Sense, which is a financial literacy workshop.
Stuff that anybody could use, really, but that's great. Great service.
And then we have our Introduction to Parent University, which Parent University classes are classes that we offer all throughout the year. So it's just kind of an orientation to show parents what they would be getting if they came to our classes throughout the year.
So can anybody attend those classes, or is it just people that have already gone like through a program already?
It is open, so anybody that wants to attend, it's open for anybody to come and attend those classes. We're mapping out our schedule for the year, so we're
check back on the website and find out what's going to be up.
But yeah, we're very excited about those classes, and we always offer, again, we offer culturally specific programs. So we provide childcare, we provide dinner, and we have facilitators that come in that are amazing, that do a great job with our families, and so they're very effective.
Good. So you mentioned something about first 1,000 days. That's something that you've done. What is that?
Our first 1,000 days model is a culturally specific, holistic continuum of care. So we want to be able to provide a continuum of services starting at preconception all the way up to age 3. So that's where our doula program comes into place with parents that are contemplating if they want to be parents and what it takes to become a parent, how to prepare for parenthood in terms of pregnancy, in terms of nutrition, like how to really prepare your body for pregnancy and also prepare your relationship. And so that's, we have the home visiting program as well. Some people may not know what a doula is. Can you explain to our viewers what that is? So a doula is not a midwife. A doula is not a physician. A doula provides physical and emotional support. So I am a doula. I'm a labor and postpartum doula, so I've been trained as a doula. So what doulas do is that they're there for families throughout their pregnancy. There are some doulas that are just there for labor, and there's other doulas that are there postpartum. But the doulas that we have at the Black Parent Initiative are considered full circle trained doulas because of the need, because of in the Black community the infant mortality rate is 4 times higher than it is for any other group.
4 times, really?
And it's a challenge for our babies to make it through the first year. That's infant mortality. So we're considered full circle doulas, and we work with families or parents, mothers in particular, in their first trimester. So throughout their entire pregnancy, so to make sure that they are going to their prenatal appointments, if there's any kind of complications, because usually those complications or medical conditions occur during their first trimester, high blood pressure, diabetes, preeclampsia, which will compromise the birth outcome. So we work with them early on, providing them with prenatal support, and also serve as a liaison between them and their medical provider. And then we're there throughout their labor and delivery. So we're there the entire time that they're there, providing comfort measures,
and by then they've bonded and become friends.
Absolutely.
And it's really like everything, part of the family, right?
Yes. All the programs of the Black Parent Initiative is culture specific in terms of establishing a relationship first, and then all the other services come second. And then we're there for them postpartum because we encourage breastfeeding.
I was going to say that breastfeeding, I mean, people have issues with that. That can be very, very difficult. And to have somebody there to actually just help you through it would be really great.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So the doulas, you have, let's see here, the Sacred Roots Doula program, and tell me what that is. Is that another organization that you partner with?
No,
or is this,
it was just a name that we decided because
that's what your doula program is called.
It's like relationships. Everything about, like I said, all the programs and services that we offer is about establishing a connection, establishing a relationship. And so we have these sacred moments. Every interaction or encounter that we have with anyone in our program is considered sacred. And so it's roots because it is culture specific, connecting back to your African roots, your African American roots. So that's why we coined that term, Sacred Roots.
I like that. I like it. It's a good name.
Yeah, so it's a community-based doula program. It's not just your traditional doula where you come in at 37 weeks and you get a doula. It's about the community. And so we provide an array of different services. So if families need support with housing, or they need support with trying to go, get bus passes passes, whatever they need to help them have a healthy birth.
And being there from the beginning, you're going to see that, right?
Yes.
You're going to be part of the family. You'll see what their needs are, whether they've actually told you or not.
Yeah. As well as community baby showers too that we provide.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How
Yes.
fun.
Yes, because sometimes our parents don't have it's not always a celebration.
Yeah.
And we want to let them know that no matter how your baby comes into this world, it's a celebration.
Right.
And so we have first-time parents, and we want to celebrate motherhood, we want to celebrate fatherhood, and we also want, where we have the cultural specificity part, is we have elders that are Black that come into the community to support these women and give them words of wisdom at these baby
that's
showers.
great.
Yeah.
The grandmas and grandpas of,
Yes.
of the community. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I love that idea. Tell me a little bit about your program, Alonzo, the Black Family Resource Center. You're the manager of that resource center.
Yeah.
What kinds of things can people find at that resource center?
Basically, we have a library there that is just full of Black books or culturally specific books. So that's definitely a resource.
Are these books that you're selling, or as a like
So it's
a
kind of like a library
Is it?
checkout system, so you can come in. But then we also do have books as well that we provide that are more for the children, and those books are free, and we do give those books to the families. And it's basically to promote the literacy,
Right.
and get that. The opportunity gap to kind of bridge that gap.
Yeah.
But then also we have, as Kimberly stated, we have employment services. So if there are people that are looking for jobs, they are able to come there and
So you
get
actually
help.
provide employment services. You're not referring them to another agency or something.
No, we're
like
not
that.
referring them to other
Okay,
agencies. We're working with specific organizations or companies that we can partner with and get them employment
good,
with.
okay.
Also helping them, establish, getting a resume, putting a resume together. So providing training and resources like that. We also have opportunities if there are specific needs that they have, soap, shampoo, combs, brushes, whatever. We have those items for them. And if they do have an interview, we have clothing for them to be able to have.
Put your best face on when you go to get that interview.
Exactly. And then also we are just connected with several other organizations and agencies out there to really be able to provide resources. So if there's an area that we don't provide, we have relationships already built and established with different organizations where we can give them a call and say, hey, we're sending so-and-so over to you. We would love if you would be able to assist them and provide support that they need. So it's just basically an opportunity. What happens is a lot of times realistically, there is really no Black community left in Portland because of gentrification. So there used to be a location or a place you can go where you would find the Black community. That's non-existent now. So one of the purposes of the Black Family Resource Center is if you don't know where to go, you can come here and we can be able to provide you with support or resources to know where to go. Especially that we have a lot of Black transplants that come here and they have no idea
Like,
where do I go?
Where are my people, right?
Yeah, and where do I get my hair done? Where do I get a haircut? Where do where's the food places at? Where do I eat? Where do I? So all of those opportunities. So we provide those services for those families and be able to just know where to go, where to get connected, where to get plugged into. And again, we work with several community partners and organizations to make sure that we kind of create that safe space or create that space for Black community because it's really non-existent.
Oh, that's too bad. Tell me, what do you consider the biggest hurdle that Black parents have to deal with, as far as that would be different than, say, me as a parent?
I think we could both answer that question, but I know for a lot of the families that I interact with directly, one of the biggest issues is the housing, issues here in Portland right now with gentrification and no cause evictions and rent rising and going up, and it's just hard to be able to get
unbelievably high now. Yeah.
And so if you're not a dual household, if you're a single parent, I mean, you have to basically work 2, almost 3 jobs just to be able to sustain and be able to take care of and meet the expectations of
just to feed and clothe and all the other things that kids need, just to fit in. Like they want to do sports, they want to be part of this program or that program, and all that costs money. And I imagine that if you don't have those things, if you don't have, if you have to work 2, 3 jobs just to make ends meet, it's pretty tough to do your parenting. You know?
Right.
It's pretty tough. There's not a lot of energy left at the end of the day. The other thing that I always think about is raising your kids to know how to deal with authority, and like the police especially. I know I have friends who are very scared because they're afraid, for their children. They want to teach them how to deal with, police officers if they were stopped, because there's a lot of fear there, and I think that would be a scary thing to have to go through. Although there's so much going on in the world right now that it's like it doesn't matter where you are or who you are. There's a lot of there's a lot of bad stuff going on. But
it's a conversation that we have to have often, and our families have to have those conversations with their children often. Yeah. I have 4 kids. I have all girls, and so
you do?
And even my daughters, my younger daughters, 7 and 6, are asking me questions. Are the police bad? Are they good?
Yeah.
Or, asking questions like that, and having to make sure that I give them the right answer, but at the same time trying to hope that the answer that I'm giving them is actually reality.
Right.
And they've seen me encounter negative experiences with police. So for them, it's trying to figure out, like, wait, I thought this was supposed to be this way and not that way. So trying to navigate difficult conversations like that is very difficult.
Yeah, it is,
and trying to recognize that they represent a system. That's what they represent, a system of power, and unfortunately, it's a system that it's not in the best interest of Black people. So when you're trying to navigate through that, you want to know that, hey, you give everybody, because my mom taught me the same one. You give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and you give everybody the respect that they're due. But at the same time, it's not you that we may not like, it's the system that you represent.
Right.
So
you want your kids to be safe above all.
Exactly.
You want to take care of those.
Yeah,
those
and we want to get
children.
home safe to our families just as much.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the big benefits that we are located on MLK and we are still in Northeast Portland, is that we are able to provide a space for Black families to talk about these issues. We talk about them amongst ourselves. Most of us at BPI are parents. I have a 21-year-old son who's had interface with the police. I also have a 12-year-old daughter. So these are conversations that we can't avoid. We're going to have them with our children, even our parents that have toddlers, and what that looks like and how to help them talk about race and talk about oppression and talk about different issues that we experience as Black parents. So, I mean, kind of going back to you said, what is some of the challenges that I think a lot of our parents don't feel like they have a voice here in Portland. And at the Black Parent Initiative, we want to make sure that they do have a voice, they do have a space where they're not challenged in how they feel and their story and their experience. We validate their experience because a lot of us have experienced the same thing that they've experienced. So to be able to have a voice and have a space to be able just to open up and let it out and vent and talk about it. And I think that's one of the things that I think is a benefit of BPI, that we allow them to have that space to be able to talk about whatever comes up as it relates to race.
And I'm sure when they do, there's always somebody else there that can say, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've been there, I get it. And that's, just being able to have somebody else who, can relate to what you're saying is a huge thing. Anything else that we should know about your organization, or like some of the people that you've dealt with? I mean, do you feel like you're making a difference? I mean, it sounds like when people can come in and share, about their experiences, that's a great outlet for people. Do you on a day-to-day basis, you find people that have come in your doors and you really feel like you've made a difference for them?
Most definitely. I mean, I could think of several stories. There's one in particular that, we have a mom that's kind of similar to what I was relating to earlier about, she's a white mom who has a Black son that she adopted, and we were able to really be able to partner with her. She reached out to us and came and was just basically saying, hey, I think my son is at this age now where I'm having to, we're encountering different things and I don't know how to navigate through this, and what can we do? And so we basically, she came to almost every parent university class we had, and asked lots of questions, but it was community, and she found community there, and then her son also, really appreciated the fact that they were all able to connect, and he was able to connect even with the other kids there. So that's one story, and then we have parents who have come in who've just needed help advocating, like as Kimberly shared, a lot of times they just don't feel like their voice is heard, or
a lot of times they're not.
or I don't know how to navigate through this system of power. I don't know how to articulate what I'm trying to say. I just know that it's not right, but I don't know how to. So what we do is we sit down, because we don't believe in just advocating for you. We empower you to advocate for yourself. So we come in, we sit down, we figure out what's going on, and then we say, hey, here's what we can do. Here's some options, and we want to be there to support you as you advocate, and that's what we offer.
So you're
to
kind of
do.
teaching them how to advocate for themselves, but they're there to support them.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great. That's a good deal. I love the work that you're doing. I think it's really, really important. We're just about out of time. Is there anything else that you want us to know about the Black Parent Initiative?
Well, in terms of the Sacred Roots Doula program, we are accepting referrals. We are the first culture-specific organization in Oregon to partner with Family Care to provide free family care. If they're a member of Family Care, they can get free doula services, full circle doula services.
That's huge.
So we're really excited about that. We are accepting referrals. So anyone that identifies as African American, that's pregnant, that would like a doula, we have a great group of highly competent, highly skilled doulas that are ready to take you on.
That's a gift right there.
So we're excited about that, being able to bring that service to the families that we work with.
Wonderful. That's wonderful.
And also, we always need volunteers. So
what nonprofit doesn't need volunteers? So what are some of the things they could be doing, like helping with events or just helping?
We have lots of events throughout the year. So events, we partner, we do the Blazer Games, the 50-50 raffles. We always need lots of volunteers for that, for the Symposium, for our other events, the luncheon that we do.
There's plenty to do if
There's
somebody wants
plenty
to get
to do.
involved.
Just reach out.
Okay.
We can put you to work.
Yeah, any donations, for families that may need a stroller, high chairs, diapers. We can never have enough diapers, enough wipes, any type of hygiene products. We are looking for elders, like I said, in the community to come and work with these young people. They need that direction and guidance. If you have a business and you families, because we're also talking about financial success. So whatever type of gift that people have, they can bring it to the Black Parent Initiative and help our families become successful.
Good deal. Thank you so much. Thanks very much for the work you're doing and for being part of this community.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Monica.
Thanks for watching Community Hotline tonight. I hope you found it as interesting as I did, and if you would qualify for this, to be part of their program or want to be able to help out, I hope that you found something that interests you and check out their website, get involved. I'm Monica Weitzel. I'll see you here next week on Community Hotline.
Hotline is made possible with generous support by Gresham Ford, the dealer with a heart. The Contribute to the Community program provides the opportunity for the Gresham Ford team to make a positive impact, serving their customers and helping people across the community. And by the Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission. The Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission advocates on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels.